Okay. Hello. I'm alive. I'm back. Um yeah, I made it I made it back from the trip. Um it was sorry. I'm checking the audio to make sure it's not on my to make sure it's not on my webcam. For some reason I feel like it's on my webcam mic. I'm not sure why. I don't think it is though. Yeah. I think we're good. I think it's okay. But yeah, I'm alive. Um, it's strange to think I just spent a month overseas, away from home. I didn't get homesick at all. The only thing that I really got like sort of tired of was people. I was just like around people just 24/7 like all the time. And I was like, okay, this is a little much. At the end, I just needed some time alone. Um, but yeah, it was interesting. I got some stories. This I'm not gonna go over the stories in this video because this is just me making sure you guys know I'm not dead. Um, I didn't crash in the Pacific and become castaway, but um, this is just me being like, hello, I'm back. Um, The plane ride's absolutely horrible, especially coming back. Coming back, we went from Australia to New Zealand to LA to Arizona, to Phoenix, and it was horrible. It was horrible. It was we were lucky. The flight from New Zealand to Australia, so going from New Zealand to Australia was about 4 hours. The flight going from Australia back to New Zealand was only 2 hours. We had tailwind, so that was fun. But 2 hours on that plane, and then about an hour and a half layover in New Zealand, and then I don't know how long it was, like 12, 13 hour plane ride to LA. It was bad. I just felt like I was on a plane the entire day, like 20, like at the end of the day, I was awake for like 30 something hours. I just felt like my entire, like, I just spent like an eternity on planes and sitting in an airport, and it was horrible. Um, Going from New Zealand to LA was rough because I was on an aisle seat and I was in the middle aisle, so there's three more seats next to me, and this group of American teenagers were in the very back of the plane. They come all the way to the back, and their seats are right next to us. So for the entire flight, I have this teen whose legs are like full on spread eagle, like when someone says man spread, imagine that, but like 10 times more. Like his knee was halfway in the seat in front of me. So the entire time of the flight, I was shifted to one side, and it was my left butt cheek. My left butt cheek and my left leg. It was near the end, it was like actual pain. It was like an actual pain in my butt cheek, like one specific spot, I guess, where like all the stress of my body weight was. It felt like it was just shooting up into my cheek, dude. It was not cool. And my leg was just 12 hours. That was not fun. Also the food, I'm glad they serve food on the flights, but at the same time, the smell of food on an airplane, especially with like the stale airplane air, it made me want to vomit. Um, like I was getting vertigo, and it was just flying there was not that bad. The return trip was horrible. Um, I ended up watching. I watched. I watched a movie. I watched a movie about the Maori and their fight against British colonialism in like the 1860s or something, 1860s, 1870s. But it was about the Maori and their perseverance and how they were able to still, you know, how the Brits, you know, went into every country they colonized and then started killing you if you didn't convert to their way of life. It was about how the Maori were able to avoid that and still conserve their traditions and keep their children safe, right? So it was a cool movie. But I watched that, and then I watched like Dune Prophecy for the last remaining. I mean, it was like on and off. I'd watched an episode, and then I tried to take a nap, and then I watched an episode. I ended up timing it perfectly, where the last episode was the last hour of the flight, and the episodes are an hour long, so that was really good. But yeah, no, the returning flight was just not fun. And then to make it even better, we landed at LA at like the afternoon, so like 12 in the afternoon. Our flight to Phoenix was at 7:30, but it didn't take off. We didn't even get to board till 8. So it was 8 hours of being at the LA airport. We ended up walking all the way to the international terminal, and because they have comfier seats, and we found an empty gate, and we all just slept. I put my bag on, like I found like a little section that was 2 seats next to each other without a little like guardrail thing, and I used my bag and the neck pillow as like an actual pillow. I slept for about 2 hours. I honestly was surprised no one robbed us, because all 3, like me and my sisters, we just fell asleep. But that was pretty interesting. That was pretty funny. But yeah, no, that was just. If you've ever been to the international airport or terminal in LA, you know, if you're doing like a connecting flight to like a domestic flight, it's a pretty long walk from the international terminal to whatever gate you're trying to get to. Like we were United. United was all the way on the other side of the airport. So it was like a 15-minute walk. And also, there's no air conditioning. There's no AC in that airport. At least it didn't feel like it. It was crazy hot, especially in the older parts. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the trip. I enjoyed New Zealand more than Australia. I have some interesting stories about Australia. More interesting, like, I don't know, it's like weird occurrences, weird events that happened, that transpired, that I ended up being in. But yeah, New Zealand was probably my favorite just because of Hobbiton. We went to Hobbiton. That was my favorite. I'll show you guys pictures and stuff when that video comes. But I honestly, we're trying to convince our parents to move to New Zealand just because it was so much. I thought it was a lot better. I thought it was a lot better than where we live currently. You know, it's not 110 outside during the middle of the day in New Zealand. Like, the hottest it got when we were there was like low 70s. And it is their winter time. It is winter in New Zealand. But it was like a fantasy book. Like, New Zealand, I understand why Hobbiton was built there. Like, New Zealand is just straight up a fantasy book. Like the environment, I guess, the scenery, because it's so strange. Like, it's just so strange. It's such a cool place. I love it. And we only did the North Island. I want to go to the South Island, but we were only at the North Island. So, and then Australia. Like, the best way to describe Australia, I guess, is it's a country imagine you just took like all the rednecks, like all the trailer park people in America and all the rednecks, and then you just dump them in Australia. That's kind of the vibe. It's like they all seemed really drunk. Like, it didn't feel like anyone I talked to was sober. At least the people on the street. And they might have been. We were staying in a city, so. But Australians were just kind of like, it's kind of and I'm sure it's like because I wasn't understanding. Like maybe they have like different culture, right? Australian culture is just like, I don't know, different, I guess. But I didn't particularly enjoy uh, like the the people in Australia. um, but yeah, I'll cover the stuff in the videos that I make. But yeah, I'm back. I'm alive. It was a good trip. I'm gonna see if I can move to New Zealand, not Australia, if I can live in New Zealand, because I have my citizenship by descent. I'm a citizen. I'm a dual citizen. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's like how the goal, I guess, is to get a job, save up like $5,000, and then go again. And try to suss it out a bit more. This time I'm gonna do a whole month in just New Zealand and not 2 weeks and 2 weeks. But yeah, that's the goal. I'm trying to find a new job because the security job is good, but I don't like. I just don't like security, I guess. Like telling people no and then having to fight them because I said no. Well, not really fight, but just like, they get pissed off at you because you say no is not, I don't know. I just don't like it. It's pretty draining. It's honestly, it's just, and I don't know. Because I can choose my schedule, I can choose my work days, and when I am choosing my schedule, my work days, I just don't want to. I just look at the event. I try to find the events where it's like, okay, which event is going to be full of people that are most likely going to follow the rules and not verbally attack me when I tell them that they can't do something. And that's how I pick my events to work at, because I do not like conflict. I do not like person to person, me just standing there and taking it all and just being like, okay, have a good day. Like, I don't know, that's just not fun. It's not a fun environment. I don't really know how people can do it because it's just not a fun environment to be in. Except if I'm with a coworker, it's fine. But most of the time when you're by yourself and you gotta like deal with that stuff, it's pretty annoying. But yeah, I'm trying to find a new job. One that is more, I guess one that allows me to work 5 days a week instead of, whenever events happen at my workplace venue. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching. I love you, 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 I love you. I'll see you in whatever next video I do next. Okay, goodbye, goodbye.